So now you've given some thought to your own differential associations, which I think is a really important exercise for thinking about the applicability of differential association theory more broadly. Remember that differential associations are not criminal specific. We all differentially associate. But what was most important or of interest to Edwin Sutherland was those differential association environments where individuals engage with people who share values, criminal values. And he, as he said, where there is in those relationships an excess of definitions that are favorable to the breaking of the law. It kind of gets me wondering and thinking about some of the kids that I grew up with. Now, I'm much older than you guys, but some of the kids that I grew up with, I remember kind of falling off the rails. They kind of became the bad kids of the school. And every time I think back, I kind of think about what they were doing and who they were engaging with. What I'd be interested to hear from you in this week's tutorials is whether or not there are any kids that went to your school or that you engaged with, kids that you knew from your social groups who kind of turned bad or went down the wrong track. And I want you to think about what their differential association arrangements might have been that might have led to that. Were they hanging out with the wrong kind of group? How did that happen, as far as you know? What were the kinds of influences that person might have been influenced by? Now, I don't want in the tutorials or in the comments below that you're going to put down in this Waddle booklet, I don't want you to name any individuals by name. Obviously, you want to protect the privacy and confidentiality of friends or other people. But I want you to be thinking about that experience. And I want you to jot down below some of the things that people might have said about that person in terms of who they were hanging out with and the influence they might have otherwise had on them. I find it really helpful to kind of imagine differential association through the examples that I have in my own life, and to think about the influence of negative, potentially criminally inclined peers on our own behavior or potentially the behavior of others. So give it some thought, jot in some notes below, and it'd be great to hear from you in the tutorials next week or when we next meet on Zoom, to have a bit of a chat about those stories, the examples that we all have about friends of ours who might have kind of fallen off the wagon or gone down the wrong track, and how differential association might help us to best understand that.